It's a hold down, what you know now. Breaking you round town, girl, let's calm down. That's where your knees, they belong. Cause I'm a king up on my throne. If you give me my knees will be grown. Exponentially, dog, with the flow. I keep it moving like the waves in the seas. Still doing this shit, nothing but breeze. I surround myself with a few breezes to give me ease. I do it how I do. Just make sure you eating your stew mixed with the peas.
It's your boy J Thoughts here once again, and as always, hit those favorite buttons of mine. That's that like, that share, that subscribe. It really helps the channel grow tremendously. Today we're having a discussion around the concept of power. You know, in my opinion, I think everything revolves around power in some form or another. Let's look at a bunch of different examples in life where it's about a power dynamic, right? Bullying. We know that bullies are only able to be bullies because of their power. What do they always tell you to do? They tell you to stand up to the bully. Why? Because that takes the power away from him. Let's look at relationships between men and women. They tell women, hey, don't give your heart to a man. Don't give your man the box. Don't act like you're too interested in him. Play hard to get. Why? All of that is trying to give her power over that man. It's a power dynamic. And once she gives him the box, right, we understand as men, now the power shifts. It's about power. This is why I don't understand this whole the man's is trying to keep me down thing. A lot of us black people like to complain about the racial power dynamics between us, you know, and white people. Let's just say it. You know, a lot of white people who run companies have people who work for those companies that aren't white. I work in some of these companies. I've worked in them. I work in them. A lot of us black people like to complain like, oh, you know, they just only gonna hire or promote or put in positions of power these people. And my thought is like, yeah, and if I gave you $1 billion company right now and made you the owner, CEO, president, the whole nine, and you had full autonomy to hire whoever you wanted, black people, who are the first people you're gonna hire? You gonna hire white people or you gonna hire black people? If I gave a Mexican the entire company, who's he hiring first? White people? Black people? Or is he hiring his own people? We like to complain about not having power because we're jealous of not having that power. Men who complain about women a lot of times are jealous that they don't have the power over those women. Women who complain about men, a lot of times it's because they don't have the power over those particular men. A lot of women will complain about men that they have power over, right? Oh, how come these dudes are this or that? They ain't shit, they ain't this. They're complaining about the very dudes they can control, but they can also complain about the dudes they can't control. You know why? Because she wants the dudes she can't control to be the dudes that she can control and have power over. Same goes for men, right? A lot of men get mad at certain women because those women don't succumb to their whims, don't fall for the games that they run on other women. It's all about power. So if we look at it for what it is and understand the true core essence of why a lot of people make the complaints that they do, you'll be able to sift through a lot of that bullshit immediately. Turn my phone off for a second. You'll be able to sift through a lot of that bullshit immediately. It's about power. The dynamics of power change and swap throughout a relationship. They have highs and lows. You may be in power in one moment, you may not be in power the other moment. A lot of us just complain because we're not in the decision-making position. We don't have, like a lot of women say, the first right of refusal. They want to be able to turn the guy down. They want to come in and set the terms for how this is going to go between them. Oh, we're just friends. Oh, this isn't going to be anything serious. Women want the power to be able to say that to men. I haven't heard too many dudes that deal with women of a certain caliber, usually more physically attractive. A lot of men aren't coming in there saying, hey, just so you know, this isn't going to be anything sexual. So you hear a lot of women complain about certain men. It's because those were the men that they didn't have power over. It's a different type of complaint as opposed to complaining about niggas who ain't shit. We can all complain about those, but complain about the men who are this shit because you want them to be the ain't shit niggas you can run. Just like if you take it to the job, a lot of black people like to complain about how white people are keeping them down, but it's because the black people want to be the white people. They want to have the same prestige and positions of power that the white people have. So they complain about it. But if the roles were reversed, we'd be just as corrupt. We'd be just as nepotistic as those people. That's why I don't complain about that shit. If I see a dude doing something, regardless of what color he is, if I see a guy in a position or having a certain amount of accomplishments that I want, I don't hate him for it. I use that as motivation and inspiration for me to figure out how I can acquire those same skill sets, those same accomplishments, how I can aspire to have that same level of pedigree. It's about the mental decision that you make in your mind to approach it a certain way or to look at it a certain way. It's all about power.